Today we're staying in a true icon of Tokyo's hotel scene. This hotel, although quite old, still commands a very hefty price and is almost always full. So let's see if it's worth staying here. We arrived by taxi and were immediately greeted with a warm and professional welcome. The lobby is striking, but what really stood out was just how busy it was. Honestly, one of the busiest hotel lobbies I've ever experienced, every single day, almost 24 hours a day. Despite the crowds, the staff were efficient and we had a moment to explore while waiting for check-in. One highlight of the lobby is its bakery, with some incredibly tempting baked goods on display, so if you've got a sweet tooth or need a quick snack, this spot is worth checking out. But be ready to spend some yen. And after a short wait, we were fortunate to check into our room a little early thanks to being a Hilton Diamond member. As we made our way to the room, we noticed some useful amenities in the hotel, including a money exchange machine, something that can come in really handy while you're traveling, and there's also a few shops in the lobby too. Now, as this was a mix of points and cash stays, we actually had 3 different rooms, so let's start out with the Twin Junior Executive Suite. Twin Junior Suite is what we got for today. Indeed, we shall not be sleeping on the same bed, but we can survive that for an upgrade. Not bad. And that's just for one night. And then tomorrow we have a king room. Indeed, sometimes you just have to go with what's cheap. And if a twin room, a twin suite is cheaper than a king standard room, then so be it. And it's a good opportunity to make another video of this hotel. As you can probably tell from my voice, we had a pretty rough night the night before. And so having a nice comfortable room like this was exactly what we needed. And having separate beds for once was also not such a problem. We also had a coffee machine, get us back awake again, and also of course a nice selection of tea. We've got lots of water as per usual, especially when you're a Diamond member. And had a look inside here to see all the extra bits and pieces. Also fully stocked fridge. Well, fully stocked is pushing it. There was just water and Coca-Cola in there. But we had been smart enough to go to the 7-Eleven, and so we were planning to stay in this room for the entirety of the next 24 hours and just vegetate, eat food from the 7-Eleven and stare out of the window. Now, as you can see, this room is really big. You have a nice little desk here right next to one of the windows. Lots of information, 2 chairs. We ate probably $20 or $30 worth of food from the convenience store, which is a lot, and just enjoyed the view from here without having to go outside, because we had many plans for the next few days, and so having one rest day was definitely a good idea. And with a room like this, it's the best way to enjoy a rest day. Now, as I mentioned before, the bathroom is really nice, and it does have like a shower area, which is just this wooden paneled floor part here, and an entire bathtub too. The bathtub was really big and comfortable, and the water pressure in this shower was absolutely incredible. Super powerful. And the usual Crabtree and Evelyn soaps and stuff. Of course, there are bathrobes available, but we decided to go for the yukata. And what a nice little outfit to wear while you enjoy or vegetate in your room like we were going to. Now, this yukata is available in all the room types, and here is the second room type. This is a normal king room, let's say, and please keep an eye on the fact that there's also a shower in here and a bathtub with a window facing outwards, and this is on a lower floor. Now, the third room you'll see later, but this was also quite a cool view, I have to say. I mean, you're not as high up, but I guess you get more of that, looming feeling from the other buildings, and obviously more convenient being closer to the ground, because the hotel is busy and the lifts are busy, and having a shorter distance to the ground actually made a difference in this hotel. But we were very happy with this room too. We booked this room using points, and points are the way to go, because the rooms here are not that big or impressive, and the rates are really high, unless you get a suite, of course. Here is another look at a different type of king room, and this was on a higher floor, but if you look at the bathroom, very different.
I'm not sure if this was just not renovated yet or if this is just the real entry-level room. I was a bit confused because this was on a higher floor than the other room which had a much better bathroom, but on a lower floor. So, you know, I'm not quite sure about all these different categories of king rooms. This one, as you can see, hardly as impressive as the other room so far, but the view out the window was good. The space in the rooms here, I mean, really, for the rate that you're paying, this is pretty crazy. And but this is Tokyo, I guess, and this is one of the most iconic hotels, and of course the service and so on makes up for it. We'll check out the breakfast later too, because that might sway you too, but I would say this is adequate. Nothing mind-blowing. I would say that the Conrad in Osaka is just completely on a different level and not really that much more expensive than this hotel. Now, like I said, this is still a nice hotel, but you really have to be having some deep pockets to be able to justify staying here for a longer stay. Now, if you're smart, remember, if you get 5 nights on points, your 5th night is free, so you can get some good value that way. And, you know, they do have all the extra bits and pieces that make a stay special. But let's go and check out the view now.
Alright, it's a pretty cool view at least, right?
But I hope hopefully the breakfast will be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not, we'll just go back to the problem is Odaiba is just so far away. Okay, here's one table. You will not make mess, or you will make mess? Okay. So I can imagine this is just a very full hotel, and I think that's why the cost is like this. And yeah, I'm very surprised. Now, I ain't gonna, you know, complain. I think what you're paying for here is the location more than anything else, and service perhaps. The room is clean, but you can tell that it's a little bit old. The wooden panels, those are very, very 80s. They look like they were built when I was born, so that is a long ass time ago. But we shall not complain. We are here. We are enjoying. We have the chance to be in a fancy hotel, and let's make the most of it.
It actually didn't take long for them to make up for that price difference, as I said. We mentioned that this was our first long-haul trip since we got married, and it was also Yang's birthday, and so we got some extra bits and pieces. Now that's a very nice bonus, and another reason to stay in a nice hotel, because they really take the time and you get some nice gifts like this sakura tea and this delicious banana cake. Small things that make a difference, and in this case justify the cost. Now, the other thing that might justify the cost is the breakfast. Now, if you're a Hilton Diamond member like me, then you will get free breakfast included for you and any other people in your room, and that can mean a lot of excellent value. If you're going to pay for the breakfast, you might want to decide if it's worth it. Having a look at all the different things here, I would say that this is a good breakfast, very good breakfast indeed, and you do get to try a lot of different local specialities, including noodles, ramen, udon, and a whole selection of other breakfast items. We found the breakfast, like I said, to be pretty good, and it was rather crowded most of the days, but we did come down almost every single day at possibly the worst time, which is around 9 o'clock. If you have an earlier start, perhaps it's better, but taste-wise, the food, there's absolutely nothing to complain about. Everything was really delicious. As you can see, there's a fantastic variety of food here, and we really enjoy breakfast every single day. Most of the days, most of the dishes were the same. There was a slight variation in the noodles and a couple of dishes, but nonetheless, very tasty, and I would definitely not give up breakfast, especially if it's free. Now, it is Tokyo, which means you have so many options nearby. If you do want to eat outside, there's a mall or a big food court right across the road. But of course, it's very convenient being able to eat such delicious food when you wake up in your own hotel. And having a live cooking station for eggs and omelets and so on is always a big plus. Now, another reason I chose this hotel was the gym. It is the eternal lie that I tell myself every time before I go on holiday that I will visit these nice gyms in these hotels. Then I go inside, I make a video for you, and then I never step foot in it again. That's exactly how it was this time. I was very impressed with the gym actually. I thought it was really cool with the views that you had, lots of machines, even a big swimming pool. I mean, pretty much everything that you would need to stay in shape. Yet, I didn't make it even once. But if you are a little bit more disciplined than me, then this is a fantastic space to get your exercise done. Now let's go to another part of the hotel that I definitely did visit every single day, and that is the executive lounge. This again made a very big difference to us. Having visited Japan before, we were also happy to have the option to eat in anytime we wanted on any given night, and we did do that more than a couple of times. The view from up here is really great. You get to see a lot of Tokyo and definitely enjoy some very nice sunsets. So this is a great place to come and have a drink, either before you go out for dinner, or if you're feeling like eating something a little bit lighter or not going for a full meal, then you can enjoy the dinner buffet. I want to call it a dinner buffet and not evening canapes, because you can definitely eat enough here to be full. And that's talking as a person who loves food. Now, the selection of booze here was also quite decent, particularly enjoying the Suntory Kakubin, the yellow whiskey there, and of course, all day long soft drinks and coffee and tea. Now, here's a couple of plates that we made while we were here. There were all kinds of cool things, like inari sushi with rice, and it was basically like a mini taco rice in an inari sushi. As you can see, they had some different kind of salads. They had some dumplings and cheese and salmon and pickles and all kinds of arancini in tomato sauce, some different types of ham, and dumplings galore. And Yang was also very happy with her choice there, as was I, and this was really convenient on the days that I had to work and just in general when you don't feel like going out. So yeah, this is nice to have. And if you're Hilton Diamond, as I mentioned over and over again, all of this is free. Now, I have heard that on certain days they do limit your time in the lounge to maybe 1 hour, I believe, and so you have to choose a time that you will come the first hour or the second hour. But while we were there was no restrictions whatsoever, and so we were able to enjoy our time in here for the full 2 hours, choosing what we want to eat and drink at our leisure. And speaking of leisure, if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the breakfast downstairs, then you can always have breakfast in the executive lounge if you have access to the lounge in general. Now, having breakfast here is very, very nice. It is definitely quiet, you have beautiful views. The only thing is you don't have the same selection that you would have downstairs, obviously. But, if you value quiet and a serene atmosphere, well, maybe serene is over the top because it also gets a little bit busy up here, but it's definitely much quieter and less crazy than the breakfast in the main restaurant. So this might be another reason that you would choose this hotel, because the offerings are very nice. You even have a little egg menu and even some other dishes sometimes, so you can just choose and they have them on display. As you can see here, there's an egg tornado or an eggs benedict, so definitely very good. And the tornado was actually omurice, but I just thought the egg tornado sounded cooler. Now let us move on to the transport options for this hotel. We arrived here by taxi, that's the most obvious one, but this hotel has a bus that takes you to the airport and a different bus that takes you to Shinjuku Station. This is super convenient because you can just hop on to go to the Shinjuku Station bus for free, and if you want to go to the airport, you just pre-book it either at the concierge or online. The bus that goes to Shinjuku Station parks right alongside one of the exits and is very easy to find, surprisingly. Now, of course, Shinjuku Station is the biggest station, if I'm not mistaken, in all of Japan, or the whole world, actually, when it comes to the number of people passing through it. And so there are lots and lots of exits. But we never got lost, I guess, just really lucky. And here you can see what the bus looks like. Just hop on and you go for free to the hotel. Now, here is the other way to travel around, which is even more convenient, at least I find that, and that's you go down into the basement of the Hilton Hotel and you walk down this shopping alley or whatever it's called, and yeah, I'm just going to show you the way because that's the easiest way and it's the most convenient. It is a bit of a walk, so you know, if you're not good on your feet, it might take a little bit longer than you expect. But if you're able-bodied, then this is the best way because it doesn't matter if it's raining, it doesn't matter what the weather is like. You can go the whole way until the station, all underground. Now, Nishi-Shinjuku Station, which is the station here, is actually pretty well connected to many other places all over Tokyo, and so this is a great line to be on, the Marunouchi Line. Very convenient. Although there might be hotels with an even better location, the location of this hotel is also a plus, and another reason why a lot of people come and stay here. Now, all in all, I think you've seen that this hotel does have some very, very good amenities, facilities, location, service, and food. And so it's up to you to decide whether you think that whatever price tag you're seeing on whichever day is worth the money. I would go there again. Yes, I would. It definitely made sense to stay there for the stuff that we were doing, but it is a hefty price, I must say. 5 days at over $1,500 is pretty crazy, and hopefully you have enough points to do this whole thing on points, because then it's an absolute steal. Hope you liked that video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next week, and yeah, see you there.